Mike Tomlin is extended 3 years, so that's until 2027. $37.5 million, $12.5 million per year. Mind you, Mike Tomlin has never had a losing freaking season as the Steelers head coach. Correct. Steelers fans are pissed. I guess they want to change, but again, if you're real like we are, we understand that these dudes have had some woes on their team. They've put all their eggs in the basket for several quarterbacks that weren't it. Mitch Trubisky and Kenny Pickett at this point, and they didn't pan out. And now they're putting their eggs in the basket on 2 other quarterbacks, which we can all say up here that has way more potential than both of those guys anyways.
Correct.
Even though I had a little belief on Mitch Trubisky, but y'all know how I am with quarterbacks. But he was
Mitch Trubisky let me down too, so you weren't the only one.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. But Don, what you think, man? Steelers fan, or you're not a Steelers fan, but your sister's a Steelers fan. You know, my wife and her family are Steelers fan. You know, of course, I don't know how they feel in their camp. I know my wife and their family, they're happy with it. But this is only 3 coaches in the last 35 years, I believe it was.
55 years, I think it was.
55 years. So how you feel, man? How you feel about the extension?
I think it's the right thing to do. I mean, you're finally getting the guy who hasn't had a losing season with a couple of quarterbacks that can make a difference and make up for what's been going on the past couple of years. You've got the offense turned around a little bit as far as a coordinator goes. You're getting better players through the draft. It's about time that the offense takes over. And, I mean, this is the guy you've had since 2007. I mean, think about that, 2007. And hasn't had a losing season. I mean, it's worth it. Mm-hmm. It is worth it. Now, if he hadn't changed offensive coordinators, he might have been the guy that had to go. But now you got.
He was doing somebody a favor with Matt Canada.
Yeah, yeah.
he owed a bet.
Yeah. Now everything should be set, and I'm anxious to see what they do starting this year.
Hayden, what you think?
I love this move. The 55 years of having only 3 coaches that speak words, but Mike Tomlin's entering his 18th season with a combined record of 173 wins, 100 losses, and 2 ties. A Super Bowl championship, 2 Super Bowl total appearances, losing to Green Bay in Super Bowl 45, 2 AFC championships, 7 AFC North championships, and 11 playoff appearances. That right there, his run with the Steelers, if we're being honest here, is better than the entire Jets is history.
Can you repeat that again?
Mike Tomlin's coaching career.
Yeah, no, that part I got.
Is better success-wise.
Okay.
Than the entire Jets franchise. He has just as many Super Bowls as them, more Super Bowl appearances, the playoff appearances.
I did say Jets.
Yeah, I did say Jets. What do you think?
Not the first time you didn't.
But his ability to win games, get his teams that a lot of people doubt, including myself last year. I'll admit I had him going 8-9, and he proved me wrong.
You had 3 teams in the AFC North go 8-9.
Mm-hmm.
Shogun, your lies!
The Ravens, I was wrong. I'm sorry. But their ability to get to the playoffs, their ability to win playoff games, big, meaningful games under Mike Tomlin speaks volume, and he 100% deserves this contract extension.
Absolutely. Hey, man, this is what you got to do as a fan or on the outside looking in. Like Coach has said, if you let him go, watch how quickly he gets hired. Mm-hmm. On the other side of that, we thought the same thing for Bill Belichick, and he never got hired either. So, I mean, I don't know what is up with today's teams, but, I mean, Mike Tomlin's young enough to get hired, and people are understanding that with the teams that he's had in the last 3 years, for him to go over 500 or at 500 the year of the teams that he's had, is pretty remarkable. I mean,
It is.
what was it 2 years ago when Kenny Pickett put it together in like those last 4 games just to get him over the hump? Like that is nothing but confidence and a coaching adjustment, because Kenny Pickett is not that good of a quarterback. I'm so glad I told my sister-in-law, I said, please, I'm going to tell you one thing, and you're going to trust me forever. I said, do not buy Kenny Pickett's jersey. I know you want to, but it would be a purchase that you will regret. Outside of the purchase of Trevor Lawrence's jersey that you got me for Christmas. So thank you for trolling me.
That was revenge.
But I told her, and she never got it. And look what happened. He got shipped out, and now he's an Eagle, and he's never going to start ever again in his career. So when you're especially when you're a crybaby, they definitely going to ship you out, because there's 2 organizations that don't play any games. They reward the players for their play on the field, and they understand the players that they got, and they are, to me, the 2 best ran organizations, and they're in the same division. The Ravens and the Steelers will and now you could throw the Chiefs in there now, but I'm just saying, over the history of like the last 15 to 20 years, that you can't say anything about the way that the Ravens and Steelers have been handling their organizations the last 15 or 20 years. They have to have won some type of organizational sports award for just how they handle their teams.
Well,
that's just me. Yeah. Mr. Lawyer says Mike Tomlin deserves it. He puts a team with Kenny Pickett in the playoffs. Facts.
Yeah.
Hey,
Kenny Pickett, Mitchell Trubisky.
That's your quarterback room, and you took that team to the playoffs.
Mason Rudolph, before and after he lost a chromosome.
Hey, Mason, you know what's bad? Is I was actually rooting for the fact that I'm like, if the Russell Wilson thing or the Justin Fields thing didn't work out, I would have been all on board. And say what you want about Mason Rudolph, the games that he played last year were good. I mean, he looked like a starting quarterback. Like no caparonis, bro. That dude was good. I was all in the fact to see if they would actually give him a chance to see what he would have looked like, and probably just would have drafted his replacement or something. I was all on board with that. But man, you get Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, but you get Russell Wilson to mentor Justin Fields into somebody? Man, stop. That's great moves. Omar Khan is a great he's a great GM. Mike Tomlin is a great coach. And I think this year, I would hate to play in their division. I'm just telling you right now. All those teams are good on their own. That's going to be a guy. When we predict that one, I don't even know who's going to be the number 1 team. I mean, say what you want. The Ravens had their run last year, but it's going to be hard-pressed to say if Joe Burrow's not fully healthy with the weapons that he's got now and the defensive adjustments that they just had, how they're going to turn out.
As well as also just the defense that Pittsburgh got, and then the offensive adjustments that they've made now, firing Matt Canada, building on O-line.
The Browns are like the only coin flip because of their quarterback situation. That's it.
Yeah.
But all the 3 other teams, man, stop. This is gonna be a difficult one right here this year.
100%. The Bengals getting healthy. Like you said, the Browns are the only question mark, but that defense could carry them to the playoffs.
Yeah, Vern is right about that. You gotta, if you want to add, teams in there, like I said, the Chiefs as of recent, you got to throw them in as a well-run team. The Packers have always been 100%.
Good. The 80s are only down year.
And say what you want, but you can add the Rams in there now, and you can also probably put them with the legacy teams. And this is without my bias. I'm just looking at like how everything was run and how they always tend to be in the hunt is the Seahawks. You got to throw the Seahawks in there, and then the 49ers as a late, because they sucked until John Lynch got in there, and everybody hated John Lynch, and he totally turned them around too.
I was about to say they had like probably a 6-7 year window where it wasn't too great, but they still, history wise, that's better than most teams.
Yep. Worst organization is the Jaguars. The Panthers take the cake on that one right now, brother.
Panthers.
They literally. That's a discussion for another day.
You
But
gotta give them credit. They did make the Super Bowl compared to you guys.
They made it twice. What you
I
mean?
will say,
I
They
would
did
never
make-
forget when John Casey kicked it out of bounds when they was about to beat the Patriots. I was literally like, "Oh my God, John Casey kicked it out on the
so
kickoff."
I wouldn't say
You
they're
blew
the
it.
worst organization.
Literally,
You
all he
gotta
had to do
give
was
him-
kick, just kept it in bounds. They would have won. That's
You
crazy.
got the Lions up there as well because they ruined Barry Sanders' career, the biggest one. Calvin Johnson, Matthew Stafford, who proved that it was the Lions, not him. So
Yeah,
I think it's you guys and the Lions are the two in the running.
I don't know. It's bad. It's bad, but yeah, that would have been nasty work if you would have had Jake Delhomme beat the Patriots. You got to add him to the GOAT list with Eli Manning. If that would have happened, think about it. Jake Delhomme and Eli Manning beating Tom Brady, that would have been crazy. I know it's
Don't forget
Delhomme.
Nick
Stop.
Foles.
We should call him Delhomme.